Hi, it's Giselle Shardlow again, founder of Kids Yoga Stories. Welcome to video number 2 of our brand new video series entitled 4 Steps to Teaching Yoga to Children. Now in this video, we're going to talk about the various building blocks of yoga. But more importantly, we'll talk about how researching and trying out various forms of yoga will bring you clarity and a satisfying sense of accomplishment. So whether you've just begun your yoga journey, or if you've been practicing yoga for over a decade, you'll open yourself up to exploring the different aspects of a yoga and mindfulness practice. In video 1, we talked about building a strong foundation of understanding why you want to teach yoga to children. I shared how this will immediately help you to be a more authentic and inspired kids yoga teacher. So if you haven't seen that video, please watch it first and then come back to this one. It's really important to lay the foundation first. The goal of this second video is to open up your creative mind, body, and spirit to explore yoga practices that you haven't experienced before. Whether it's trying a new acro yoga class or committing to a daily meditation practice. Now you might be wondering why I haven't mentioned kids yoga yet. Well, I truly believe that if we come from a strong foundation of our own practice, children will pick up on our enthusiasm. Coming from our own practice before introducing children to yoga, and you'll be able to share the experience more naturally and authentically. Don't forget to download the 4 Steps to Teaching Yoga to Children workbook in the link below this video so you can take some notes. Like everyone sharing yoga with children, you've inevitably hit some challenges in the past. Perhaps you've experienced things like you like the idea of practicing yoga with your child, but it all seems too hard and you don't know where to start. You've just finished yoga teacher training, but you don't know what to do next. Or a bunch of your colleagues are integrating yoga poses into their classrooms, but you've actually never had a regular practice, or you've never been to a class. Or you don't know how to engage your students in the yoga exercises because they're totally distracted and not listening when you attempt to. So here's what I know to be true. If you've ever faced these challenges, you're not alone. But if you allow these thoughts to become your everyday truth, you'll never jump fully into teaching yoga to children, and you'll struggle to find your inner yoga guide. That's why in this video, we're going to continue breaking down the blocks of yoga and get you back to the basics. We're going to get very practical and start exploring yoga from a whole new perspective. Before we go any further, it's important that we acknowledge the potential negative thoughts racing through your mind. You know, the ones that say, I know this already, or I don't have time for this. I invite you to put everything aside, sit comfortably, and really take in the content of this video to see how it might relate to you specifically. Take on a beginner's mind and see just what may inspire you. So we're ready? Let's dive in to the second step, exploration, which is to be creative. Now is your chance to go deeper into researching the various building blocks of yoga, including breath, meditation, mindfulness, physical postures, physical affirmations, karma yoga, and character education. I suggest going to your local library or bookstore and see what you can find. Do some researching on Google and explore various options online as well. Or check out your upcoming yoga teacher training program in your own town. Maybe create a journal with everything you've learned about the ancient wisdom of yoga. Brainstorm a list of different yoga and mindfulness practices that interest you and list ways to incorporate yoga into your life. Here are some examples of ways to integrate yoga into your daily life. Practice a specific breathing technique every day, attending a weekly yoga class, send thank you cards, contribute to a community project, eat mindfully, create a spiritual morning ritual, read relaxation stories before bedtime, hold a yoga pose for 5 minutes each day for a week, spend time in nature every week, or practice sun salutes every morning. Now, after you've compiled your list of potential yoga practices, narrow your list to 10 yoga or mindfulness practices that interest you the most. So there you go. You've taken a creative and fresh approach to teaching yoga to kids through your own practice. Let's do a quick review of what we've talked about so far. So in the first video, we talked about getting clear on your intentions and your why of teaching yoga to children. In this video, we talked about diving into researching the various practices of yoga and mindfulness so you can experiment with stepping outside your comfort zone. And you have walked away, or you will as soon as you complete the brainstorming session on your own, with a list of 10 new yoga lifestyle practices. You might just discover new practices that you love. And most importantly, you really want to take action immediately. So get out your 4 Steps to Teaching Yoga PDF workbook and fill in the blanks under where can I explore? What sites should you visit online? Where can you look for educational resources online? Who can you talk to about yoga? Before we go today, I would love if you could leave a comment below this video and tell us about the specific yoga practices you're exploring. How have these practices affected your life? And how might these yoga exercises affect your teaching? Get clear about the result and the impact these yoga practices will have on your life and the lives of those of your family and those around you. And if you found these videos useful, please share on Facebook, Twitter, or even sending the link to your friends. In the next video, we'll talk about narrowing down that list of potential yoga and mindfulness practices to bring you clarity and focus. Ultimately, working towards building your confidence as a kids yoga teacher. And just remember that yoga is a lifelong journey. It's not somewhere to get to and to perfect. Have fun exploring these practices. Get outside your comfort zone. Try new things. The key to success is to move forward in your yoga practice every single day. And remember, the more you put in, the more you'll get out. So what I mean is the more effort you put into exploring new practices, the more rewarding your experience will be. Now, for a moment, imagine yourself sharing yoga with your children. And you're sharing a new practice, like creating a mindful moments box, or practicing a new breathing technique, or even experimenting with a new yoga pose. And you're inspired. You're in the zone. You're connecting with your child. You're both immersed in the magic of this ancient practice. Just imagine how your heart is full and your mind is clear. Imagine the endless possibilities. I'm excited for you and can't wait to see you in the next video.